And again, right down with what the Weather Service said when they talked about basically erratic.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was put out in their, I believe, 4 o'clock update earlier this afternoon. Or no, I apologize, their 10 o'clock update. Very erratic because the storm was taking one area of circulation and then displacing it and moving it to another different area. And the storm's just all over the place. Part of the reason why it's encountering some wind shear off to the west that's on our Texas land, that helps the storm out a tad, but that can also help maybe strengthen the storm a bit more off to the east and to the northeast. And that's why there is a big risk for some major flooding across portions of the Houston area through tonight into the day tomorrow. And I don't think we are out of the woods from that either. Okay, let me take you to the graphics here. Let's give you an update. First of all, big look at the radar for us, and we're specifically have turned on the Corpus Christi radar and the Houston Galveston radar. Give us a better look on where we're seeing some of the heavier precipitation bands. Thankfully, at this moment, the heaviest of the rain is just off the coast. However, the radar is going through a lot of precipitation, a lot of water droplets to catch those heavier rain bands. So most likely when this moves up into portions of the Galveston area, maybe into sections near Houston, and even up into southeast Texas, this rain could be very heavy and very significant. We already have flash flood warnings that are out for portions like Brazoria County. Those locations are already starting to see some storm surge as well. 10 o'clock update, wind gusts to 90 miles an hour, sustained winds at 75. What made this become a Category 1 storm in the Matagorda Bay, where the storm is projected to make landfall. The Hurricane Center has a site that was able to read winds that were just near the 75-mile-an-hour threshold, which was enough to make it that Category 1 storm. It has slowed down just a tad, northeast at 10 miles an hour. Now, here are the current wind speeds. We're not able to access that specific site that they put in their discussion, but we're noticing here wind speeds, sustained near 40 miles an hour, but we've got some intense wind gusts upwards to almost 60 miles an hour currently near Palacios up toward the Bay City area, and that's right where the center of the storm is. So we're looking at maybe another hour or two as the storm makes landfall. We'll be keeping an eye on this here over the next several hours, but look at the wind gusts that extend up to the northeast, where it's just steady, moderate, and at times heavy rain near Houston and Galveston. Their wind gusts up to about 40 to 45 miles an hour. Forecast track, storm moving to the northeast, but once it moves on land, it's going to slow down. We're not looking at a significant change here between Tuesday morning, where the storm is over Houston, and then it's on the east-northeast side of Harris County by Tuesday evening. What this means is that a lot of moisture will stream in for us heading into tomorrow. And we're going to see some pockets of some moderate to heavier rain. This is the infrared satellite imagery showing all of this heavier precipitation that's moving through. You can notice these bands splitting apart here, and as the storm moves in, we'll probably see some additional rounds of precipitation lift up even into our area. Lots of cloud cover out there. We've had a couple of showers through this afternoon, but most of those have been noted in our northern counties within the last hour, and those are going to gradually taper off. Let's look at what Futurecast has into the overnight. Here's where your very heavy rain is going to be, and this is Harris County back down to the southwest, but we will get some of those outer rain bands that'll pick up. One thing we do have to keep in mind, which we're not letting our guard down on this, but the chance is low, you cannot rule out some tropical tornadoes that could form in this environment. The wind shear, the change in the wind speed and direction up in the center of the storm may allow this to occur. It's not going to be very significant. These are not widespread, but it is something we will monitor. Now, tomorrow morning, Futurecast doesn't show a lot of rain, is what we showed you a bit earlier, but that's because the storm is perhaps slowing down. What that may allow for is to get some of these bands to pick up into the mid and the late afternoon. We still expect some moderate to heavier rain at times through deep East Texas, and the rain chance will continue through late tomorrow evening, gradually tapering off into Wednesday morning. But the storm system here at this point is just getting close to Beaumont and about to move into southwest Louisiana. So we could have some additional rain bands heading into the day on Wednesday. Here's what all of this essentially means is that we are going to have the risk for some heavier rain that could trigger some flash flooding. The excessive rainfall outlook is in the moderate category, slight to moderate, for portions of deep East Texas. This means flash flooding is a possibility. By Wednesday, a lot of that should begin to shift over to the east. Again, our southern counties, especially south of Highway 79, would have the better chance of seeing more heavier rain, the possibility of some flash flooding. Most of that rain is probably going to be located there, but we'll have some in our central and northern counties. Count on a likely rain chance for tomorrow. By Thursday, rain is letting up, just a couple of showers, and the heat takes over toward the end of the week and heading into the weekend. Deep East Texas, some heavy rain at times tomorrow, some thunderstorms, and the risk of some flash flooding. We'll be keeping an eye on it overnight, and Carson has the latest in the morning.
Now time for sports.